Tonight we held a great ritual to call upon the blessings of the gods. Sig led the ceremony, performing many of the rituals herself. It was a gruesome sight, but a necessary one. With the gods on my side, there will be none who can stand against me. Hello Wanderers, welcome back to Crusader Kings 3 and to our Clan Stjarna roleplay series. Now, as you will remember in the last episode, we had just finished holding a great bloat in which Jarl Styrkar performed many sacrifices in order to earn the favor of the gods. And earn the favor of the gods he did, as we have just received word that Chieftain Helgi the Seer has been cursed by Odin, his flesh rotting, his body turning against him. The son and heir of King Rurik has clearly been cast down from the gods' favor. But this is not the end of our revenge against King Rurik. No, we do desire ultimate vengeance, but we will have to wait just a little longer for that. Now, I do have some things that I would like to take care of in my own lands, namely converting the faith of our new capital. We won't be converting all of our lands necessarily, because we do respect all the gods of our peoples, but our capital should be of our own faith. I'd also like to begin to promote cultural acceptance between us and our Bearmian subjects. We are already increasing control in our capital county here, so that should be most of those matters held. I did notice though that we do have some Karelian raiders, a large force of Karelian raiders coming towards our lands, and that does concern me because I am not confident that we have enough troops to be able to challenge them. To that end, I think I would like to get some more Varangian veterans, perhaps. Farmlands, plains, hills. What about you guys? They do have some advantages. No, perhaps the Vigmen would be better off. I don't know when we have two different units of Vigmen, but well, we'll deal with that later. Let's increase this one to size 3 because they may be the most useful because there's a lot of taiga here. So we will actually raise our armies just in case. Like I said, I don't actually think that we would be able to defeat. Okay. Didn't find any secrets at Helgi's court, that's fine. More importantly though, our good friend Sig has died, and this was just days after the bloat where we find her in her hut, no longer among the living. And though we mourn our friend's passing, I do believe that we see this as part of her greater plan. It was her who pushed us to perform that great bloat and earn the favor of the gods, which was successful. Perhaps she knew of her incoming death. Perhaps not, but either way, we shall mourn the passing of our good friend. So like I said, I don't actually think we're going to be able to defeat this army here. I would like to kind of hold off until we can get some more troops. Once those Vigmen are recruited, we may stand a little bit of a better chance. So I'm going to move into this piece of land right here, because that way if they head up towards Onega or if they head down towards Pudos, we should be able to cut them off before they can raid one of those counties. Povanets is kind of a lost cause at this time, but like I said, I don't think we can defeat their armies just yet. With the fall of the settlement of Povanets to High Chieftain Ture, much of Greater Povanets has been left bare to the rampaging Karelian looters. As there are few local fortresses of size left to oppose them, the raiders have carried off every precious item and scrap of silver they can find. I curse these meddlesome savages, and we can pay a wereheld for the lost. Let's see, I think We don't really have the money to afford this. We will curse these meddlesome savages, and we will get that money back. Okay, they are moving south. So that's unfortunate, but like I said, I don't know if we could have defeated them there. We do have some of those Vigmen joining our army, so we may stand a little bit of a better chance now. And another advantage is that winter is coming, and we should have the advantage in winter, as most of our retinues here have big bonuses in the wintertime. Look at that. Yeah, they don't want to challenge us here in the winter. Can we continue to cut them off? If we can just keep holding them until they decide to attack us. Yeah, okay, now the winter is coming in. That's going to give us a little bit more of an advantage. I think they're going to continue to turn around. Yeah, they're not sure how to get past us here. We may let them move in this time and then we'll cut them off because we'll have the defender advantage, and we have increased our army a reasonable amount. It may be just enough to give us the advantage there. Okay, yeah, now we're going to engage in a battle. I'm hopeful that those extra Vigmen should be just enough to turn the tide in our favor. We shall see. Hopefully our great Norman, or should I say Norse warriors. Sorry, I caught up in the Durango playthrough there a little bit. Hopefully our Norse warriors will be able to turn this battle in our favor. The winter severity is harsh. That should give an even greater advantage to our retinues here. In harsh winter, yeah, they get better toughness and better screen. Yeah, so I think those Vigmen will be a big advantage. I don't know if we're going to win this, but I think we've given ourselves the best opportunity, and it's slowly inching towards our favor here, very slowly. Rurik rampaged through the soldier, became a berserker. We've got enough berserkers here. Vese was maimed. Oh, look at that. It's slowly coming over to our side. Champion wounded one of their men. Oh man, we may actually win this one. We may get our revenge upon them for raiding our lands. Oh, just barely turned this into our favor here. Getting those Vigmen was probably the main thing there. So we have captured 45 coins worth of loot from High Chieftain Ture, and we have somehow held off the opposing army there. I am not sure how we did that, but I mean, I'll take the money and I'll take that little bit of prestige. 666 prestige. That seems like an auspicious number in my opinion. So there we go. We did actually manage to defeat the enemy raiders, and we will have to consider getting our revenge upon the Karelian chief here at some time. He's really been a thorn in our side, hasn't he? But at least we got revenge for his raid against our lands. Unfortunately for the people of Povanets, we were not fast enough, but like I said, considering how close that battle was, I don't think that we would have won that if we hadn't waited to raise up those extra Vigmen. So, well, we shall take that as it is. And honestly, I'm pretty pleased with that. Oh yes, we do have a new Hofgothi since Sig unfortunately passed away, and he doesn't really seem that good. I'm actually tempted to... oh, well, Gurli. She is a poet, she is pretty, and she is a wise woman. She might actually make a better Hofgothi than Helgi here. So yeah, I'm tempted to switch you guys out. That seems like the better option there. I wonder though, is that Helgi guy still in our courts? Let's see, Helgi, yeah, he is still in our court. So why don't we, he is a good looking man, which he uses to his advantage. Perhaps we can find a wife for him. not a ton of options, so why don't we just go with the Gija of Povanets. This is one of Grettir's people, but if he's willing to accept it, then so am I. And she should give us a little bit better chance of converting the county there. 18 years, that's fine. There we go, we will accept them in holy matrimony. So we have defended our lands from Karelian invaders. And I am as pleased with that as I can be. Though I would like to perhaps do some raiding myself. And where could we look to do some raiding? Well, I would probably need to get my troops a little bit back up to snuff here. But we could go and raid our enemies here. And attempt to... well, we would take some casualties there. Can we go down the river, actually? We'll sail down the river Divina here and raid the High Chiefdom of Ustjug. I do have plans to conquer these lands, to subjugate them, but we could use the prestige and we could use the money from the raid even more so. And as somebody pointed out, Styrkar needs some experience with leading the army himself. In my work at the court of Chieftain Helgi, I've failed to find any secrets. I'd rather save my money at this point, so I think we will try to... yeah, we'll get some opinion from some of his courtiers. I'm actually tempted to switch you over to see if you can find secrets in Novgorod. Oh, and looks like Vese, our steward, has finally died. So we don't have very many good options, but Helgi... there you go. You'll make a better steward, honestly, than you would a Hofgothi. So yeah, you can be our steward now. So look, you got fired, but you got a new job, and you're probably better suited for it anyways. Yeah, okay, this way we won't suffer those attrition penalties, so I'm fine with that. There's no point of stopping to raid these. 2 gold, 3 gold, it's not really a big deal. Well, that might not necessarily be true, because sometimes you can get those good events that will turn things in your favor. Grettir did finish increasing control in that county, so let's finish that off and build up the control here in Kevrola as well. I do have plans to reward our friend Frothy with land. But I think we'll do that after this raid. He has earned it, but I want to kind of manage this one last campaign before we seek to reward our ally there. We still don't have any children, and that is, you know, a little bit worrying. Our wife was not too pleased with those sacrifices. But hopefully we'll be able to win her over soon enough. We are learning her language, so that should help a little bit, I am sure, towards earning our wife's favor. If we need to seek out some concubines, then we will do so, but... and here's what I was talking about. Yeah, so sometimes it is worth it to go for those smaller places, because you can get some decent events. The settlement of Velsk, an important stronghold in Greater Velsk, has fallen to my raiders. We have the run of vast tracts of land and many quivering subjects and shining treasures of High Chieftain Uljoy to choose from. Troops stand ready, awaiting my command to give them direction. Bring me bounteous plunder. That is definitely the better option in this case. We will get a bunch of extra loot, and we will get a bunch of extra prestige. So we will take that because, like I said, we need the money, we need the prestige. Learning Finnic is hard, really hard. I feel like there's no more room in my head. It's full as soon as one word enters my mind. Do we need a break? We could Well, either way, we're going to have a critical stress break, so I think we're just going to persevere through. We have been overwhelmed by stress. And by the Norns, petitioners from the realm have been queuing up lately. The work feels endless. Yet another one steps forward, evidently a distressed merchant of some kind. I'll get to your problems in a few weeks, but you are not important enough for anything faster. The merchant gawps at me, blinking rapidly in shock. Was it something I said? We could become profligate. No, we can't afford that. We could become a drunkard. Also, no, I think we're just going to suffer through the stress. We'll have to do a hunt or something like that when we finish this raid. Raid or trade, as my troops and I prepare to sack the lands of Shinkursk, our first scouts report back. It seems the local towns are rich, but many are heavily fortified, and we could well be caught up by vengeful armies before we can break into the juiciest targets. All is not lost. The art of good raiding is all in exploiting opportunity. Could perhaps arrange trade and tribute in exchange for staying our blades. I am slightly tempted by this because we do want to subjugate these lands in the future, but I don't think that there's very much chance of us getting Uljoy on our side. Well, he could reject our offer as well, but I don't think I want to spend that prestige. I think we're going to continue the raid. Good, our county lost the Thieves Guild, which had been building up in there. Oh, we do need a court physician, I think. We could have... Well, she's not very good at it, so... Well, we may look for another one in the future. The alchemist reached for the vial of bat guano as the scullery maid looked on in fear. Then, suddenly, I'm interrupted by a fuming High Chiefess Faina. Did you just call my beloved mother a doxy and a whore? She screams. I demand recompense for this grievous insult. Perhaps my Finnick needs more practice. I'm terribly sorry. I hope this is enough. She would like us. Oh, you misheard. I called her a serene and a pearl. Oh, this has a very high chance, and it would increase her opinion quite a bit. You know what? Let's do that. I think that's, you know, we might as well try to win over our wife as well as we can. Intrigue challenge. Yeah, let's win her over there. He tricked her into thinking we were flattering her mother. That's fine. And she likes us quite a bit more now, so, which is pretty good. You want your wife to like you. I think that's just a general, well-known thing. So our raid continues. We do have a fair amount of loot here, but once we raid their capital, that should give us all we need. So let's send our raiders in. They didn't even raise any forces against us. I wonder if they have their own raiders attacking other lands. It's entirely possible. We can unlock a new lifestyle. So now this is where I am a little indecisive. We could try to go for the kidnapper perk and try to kidnap some of King Rurik's people, like his son or something, or we could go for the murder scheme power. And honestly, well, so I had this idea that we could potentially kidnap his son and perhaps like raise him to go against his father, but he's already 9 years old. By the time we would be able to pull off such a plan, he would probably be old enough already. But there is the possibility of basically just murdering Rurik's line here, killing his youngest son. His eldest son has leprosy, so he's probably not going to be able to have any children or anything like that. So we could basically just decimate Rurik's entire line here. So I think, even though I would like to, you know, pull off that kidnapping plan, I think a more effective use of our skills will be to pull off a murder here. Like I said, we do kind of want to end Rurik's entire line here, just as he attempted to do with us. But we can manage that in a little bit longer. While performing her duties as spy master, Tada has uncovered a secret held by Chieftain Karhu of Yangi. His secretly taken Matrona, his spy master, as a sliver. That's fine. I'm not too worried about that. There we go. We did finish the raid and we captured his son. Huh. Useful. Looks like he's gonna come to defend himself. I think we should have the advantage here. And I think for this battle, we will allow Grettir to manage the army. We led the raid, but Grettir can manage the army for this larger scale battle. We understand delegation. You know, we need to prove ourselves, but there's a reason why we have Grettir, you know, in our courts. It's because this is exactly what he's good for, winning these battles. So we will let him do that. And do it well, he does indeed. And the enemy forces have been crushed. And now we can return to our lands with our ill-gotten gains. An extra 50 coins should be pretty useful for us. And our enemy has been raided and significantly weakened as well. We could raise a runestone, but I don't really want to do that because, like I said, I want to save up the money for other purposes. Oh, Novgorodian raiders? Ooh. That is concerning. Are they coming for our lands? Looks like they're heading south. Well, we will disband this army for now. There's no way we would be able to challenge that many raiders. Looks like they may be heading to Chudia. Well, our ally will have to deal with that himself. We could ransom his son to him. And I think we will do so, get a little bit extra money. This should be pretty helpful to us because we would like to form the Kingdom of Biarmia here. We need 250 gold. We need 8 de jure counties and 2 duchy titles, which we may be able to do if we were to subjugate the High Chieftain. I'm actually pretty tempted to do this. He does have one ally, the High Chieftain of Vologda. We have an ally too. Chudia obviously could ally against the enemies, but they did just get raided. So I'll maybe wait until the Novgorodians move on here. Yeah, I think we are going to act against Ustyug now. So we just finished raiding them, and now we are going to subjugate them. So we should have a decent advantage here. Our troops are definitely the better skilled, the better trained, and winter is coming, which should give us a strong advantage there. So let us raise that, and we will call on our ally. Costs us a little bit of prestige, but that is fine. And we will raise all of our armies here. My cook asked me whether I prefer hard-boiled eggs or soft-boiled eggs. I don't think we care. Let's lose a little stress here. Speaking of stress, we should probably do a hunt or something after this, but first things first, let us win this war against our enemy here. Alright, looks like the Chudians are coming north to join us here. So we may just head directly for the enemy capital. The Vologdians have joined in as well. They probably won't have the numerical superiority, but we will have to meet up with the chieftain. Queen Ingrid might have some secrets. We could get a strong hook on her. Oh man, that would be nice to have a strong hook on his wife. 50 coins though. Oh man, that's pretty tempting. It's gonna set our forming of the kingdom of Bjarma land back quite a bit, but I think our plans for revenge is more important. A strong hook on Rurik's wife is more important, and we can always make money later. That does give us a little bit of an advantage when it comes to, say, trying to murder Rurik here or anybody within his court. So we will hopefully find a good chance to use that. Hopefully the Chudians will be able to meet up with us here before we get caught by these two armies. It does seem like they are focusing on Chudia here anyways. So let us move our forces in here. After lots of hard work, nothing. It is impossible to learn the Finnic language. Oh, we admit defeat? Oh, damn. That is unfortunate. No, we need to start over and do it right this time. Critical stress. I mean, I am... Can we really afford this critical stress? I really want to learn this language. I'm gonna do it anyways. Overwhelmed by stress. You may be a chieftain, but you are also a vile knave. I hesitate as soon as I see the look on my vassal's face, but I just feel so angry all the time, and everyone courts my wrath. My liege, what is the meaning of this behavior? You heard what I said. I could become irritable, lose some stress. I will control myself. We would gain another critical stress break. No, we're gonna have to become irritable. I think that is perfectly acceptable. You know, we have been facing down threats this whole time. Things are not always going our way. A little bit of irritation is perfectly understandable in this case. But like I said, we're going to have to deal with this stress problem real soon here, but I really want to learn this language here. I don't think we would just give up that easily. It's the language of almost all of our subjects. So let's continue on with this raid. Looks like the peasants are rising up. Well, we'll deal with the peasant rebellion shortly. Kolmogari is under siege. We should be able to win this siege first. Well, finally, a bit of positive news. Our chiefess and our wife, Faina, is pregnant, no doubt with our child. Finally, a little bit of good news here. Oh, although we should probably deal with those raiders before they, capture our capital. We should be able to win this and get there before they do so. So let's just hope that this siege goes well. We got a lot of problems to deal with. Okay, good. That is... things were looking pretty bad there. Our stress levels were getting a little bit high, but we did capture the enemy chief here. So we can quickly put an end to this problem. We can ransom his child there. Oh, well. Oh, man. Okay. Things have turned pretty quickly. We're going to ransom his heir, so we'll get that extra 100 gold And then we will end this battle. She's not finding any secrets at the court, but she does believe that there are some there. Alright, so we got our money. I think we will keep his daughter here in prison. Yeah, let's just enforce our demands here. We'll gain 350 fame. We will gain 350 prestige. He will become our vassal. We'll take his overall title. Enforce our demands. Success. Biarmia has grown. Let us deal with these rebels here. Oh, can we make it in time? It's gonna be pretty close. Don't know if we actually will be able to. I'm actually tempted to put myself in the army just in case, because I don't want to get captured here. Will we get there in time? There we go. Let's deal with these peasants ourselves. You know what? I'm gonna take out my irritation on these peasants here. And look at that. Well, now we have a son, and our son takes after us. Albino, quick. He is just like his father. What shall we name our son? Styrbjorn. Yes, that's what we shall name our new child, our new heir. Like father, like son. The enemy peasant leader was captured there. We shall take out our anger, as we are now irritable. We shall take out our anger upon this peasant leader. We will execute him, gain that prestige or piety, gain that dread, execute him. That is complete. And now, look at this. We can create the kingdom of Bjarmaland. How quickly things have changed. When the stress level got to us there and we were struggling to learn that Finnic language, I honestly thought we would possibly suffer a heart attack or something like that. The Karelian raiders coming in, the Novgorodians raiding in our allies' land. The battle looked like it could even go against us at one point. And yet, within the space of just a few weeks, things very quickly changed. And with that, we can now call ourselves more than just Jarl. We can call ourselves King. As King, you have new duties and responsibilities. You will now be expected to regularly hold court, solving the disputes of the realm and letting your courtiers take part in your daily routines. Frothi is looking at me sternly in a direct, almost lecturing way. Perhaps there is also some surprise in his eyes. He starts to unfold a beautiful banner, bearing the emblem of House Stjarna. One of the ways in which the world will now judge your rule is by how you adorn and care for your royal court. You have taken the liberty of having this new banner made. We will let the court see our new king, but that will be for another episode. As you can see now, we are the king of Bjarmaland, King Styrkar. That is not the end of our problems, though. We still have our enemy here, King Rurik, to deal with, but just when things looked like they were turning against us, the gods once again showed us their favor. If you guys enjoyed this episode, be sure to leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. We will have more episodes of this coming out in the very near future, and more episodes of our House Durango playthrough as well. Until the next one, I have been Stray. You guys have all been absolutely wonderful. We will see you in the next episode.